Yeah. You know, there was one point in the second half where I turned to the bench. I said, hey, let's call a play where we score. And, you know, that was, you know, about as high-level basketball game as you're going to find in this time of the year. And I said this before the game. I felt Kansas maybe with the exception of Illinois, my first year here, maybe the best team that's came in here. And, you know, the level they were playing at coming into the game, you know, their experience showed in the tapes that we had watched. And we knew we had to play, you know, obviously better than we did tonight. But, you know, I thought we battled. I thought we played with the element of toughness and tenacity we needed to in terms of trying to, you know, take away their transition. We did a great job taking away their transition. You know, for the most part, I thought our post defense, they try to pound it inside on you. You know, we made some mistakes, and they make you pay. It's what great teams do. But, you know, a lot of it just comes down that, you know, you gotta put the ball in the basket in a game like this, and we couldn't do it. And it became contagious throughout.
Thad, Bill Self said that he thought this was, of the 3 times you guys have played them now recently, he thought this was the best they played of the 3. How did you think, you know, this Kansas team matched up to when you played them twice last year, and how did you think you guys played compared to how you played them last year?
Yeah. You know, the first game was hard just because we weren't full strength. You know, to be honest with you, it was kind of the same tale in the second half of New Orleans, where the ball wouldn't go down for us. And, you know, I just, like I said, I think that team, with the leadership they have, you know, who starts 4 seniors at this level anymore? As I told him for the game, I'm like, I don't know. I haven't had 4 seniors in like 8 years, I think. And McLemore is as good as any player in the country. But you know, there was probably a lot of similarities, and we just, you know, we needed that one to go. We needed the tide to turn for us. You know, we got, like I said, I thought we had some great driving kicks, and you know, just one after another.
Coach, do you think you guys did enough to get Deshaun shots or looks in shooting position, or was it something Kansas was doing?
Well, I mean,
what was the problem there?
They were doubling them at 16 feet from the basket. You know, they were switching everything into deny, and when that happens, you got to break the dam by knocking some shots down, spreading it so that it makes them think like, boy, maybe we shouldn't, you know, do that. And you know, first half, you know, they chose to back off Sam. Sam hit a couple threes to start the game, but you know, it was they ran a lot of guys at them, and like I said, they, you know, with their size at the wings, they're able to create that switch, and it's pretty effective.
Thad, you played 2 great teams and then a lot of not so good teams, and both the great teams are maybe better than the teams you're going to play in the Big Ten, maybe not. But I mean, those are the games that you're comparing to what you're going to be facing in the future. What do you see? What did you see in those games? What do you see as far as the future goes for this team? What do you have to do better? I mean, a lot of those other games obviously aren't necessarily a good barometer for what you're going to be doing in the Big Ten. These games maybe are. So I'm just wondering, what have you learned in these 2 games? What are you seeing that this team has got to do a lot better? Obviously hit shots, but yeah,
I think this about, you know, in both games, you know, you got a 9-point lead at Duke at halftime. You know, you've got in this game, you're in a position to win the basketball game. I think, you know, looking at the little things that we have to get better at, and that's obviously offensive execution. I'm going to attempt to stay away from making shots because that would be the common theme here. But you know, defensively, we made a couple mistakes, especially there in the first half. We lost Relaford, and you know, those are things that you can't do. I will say this. I thought that this team showed us something in terms of the preparation we had going into the game. You know, just an understanding of, you know, but you can't give up the same underneath out-of-bounds play 2 times in 4 minutes. You know, those are the mistakes that we have to get corrected.
Thad, you referenced how, you know, the skilled McLemore is, especially on offense. Did he force you guys to change anything you planned to do defensively? It looked like maybe you tried a couple different guys to slow him down, but I don't know if he forced any adjustments for you guys. No, you know, I'll be honest. He's a very smooth player, and he gets his. He's got a really quick release. He's obviously very athletic, and. You know, we said, hey, at halftime, you know, I think it was 3 for 5 from 3, and we overhelped. We left him a couple times. Don't do that in the second half, but nothing drastic.
That when you guys started in the second half, started to get Withy marooned outside on the pick and roll, and Aaron was getting by. He was still kicking out. Do you need him to attack the goal more in that situation? Yeah, the one. You know, there was a timeout. I'm like, why wouldn't you shoot the layup? I wanted him to shoot that one. But, you know, the funny thing is we knew against these guys drive and kick was going to be huge. We knew we were going to have to make more threes or shoot a better percentage from 3 than we actually did. But, you know, those are the ones that we probably you gotta keep them honest. And it's one here, it's one kick. It's, you know, just to keep them where they're guessing a little bit more.
You said a few weeks ago regarding the attention that Deshaun got in the Duke game that, you know, he's got to learn how to play with the attention he's going to have this year and work harder. Did you not? You said that he had nowhere to go today. Could he have resolved any of that by going to finding open areas more or better, or was he in an impossible situation today?
You know, I don't know. You know, obviously we've got a couple quick hits. We kept calling for them, and they, you know, did a very good job defending them. Yeah, I honestly I thought Deshaun played pretty good for a spotlight on them of what they were trying to do in terms of, you know, getting 16 there.
There was a stretch in the second half where obviously you had a point where you guys weren't knocking down any field goals, but also you guys weren't even getting second looks on a lot of possessions. After a while, did you see maybe some dejection or some frustration on the players' parts where, like when nothing seems to be going right? Yeah, I mean, I think we kept talking about that of hey, they got to go down, keep defending, stick with it, keep executing. Hopefully we can knock one, then two, and kind of roll from there. But we never caught that break in terms of it going down.
Back to the thing about the future. Is Amir going to have to play more? Are you looking to see more?
Yeah, I thought Amir played really well today. Just across the board in terms of. He finished around the basket. He rebounded both offensively and defensively. He had a pretty good way about him in terms of running in transition and understood what we were trying to do defensively. I liked the way he played, and yeah, we're going to need him to down this stretch here for the next 19 or 20, whatever we got, to continue to develop. And I think that's something, we talked about with all these guys. I mean, we get back here in a couple days, we need to, continue to put a spotlight on ourselves and get better.
Thad, obviously 31%, it's hard to win for anybody when you shoot 31%. But guys like Aaron and Shannon and Sam obviously are very good basketball players, but probably none of them are guys that shooting is the best thing they do. They obviously do lots of other things. Are you going to have to win some games this year where you are going to miss open jumpers because maybe John Diebler's not on this team, that you're going to have to find ways with defense or offensive rebounding are other times that maybe there are going to be other cold nights and you have to find a way? Or do you figure that guys are going to have to make some open jumpers and you have the guys who can do that?
Well, I asked Santa for Christmas to improve our jump shooting. So we're going to find out. Yeah, I changed my list. No, I do think, to answer your question, Doug, I think that we have to continue to build on that. This team has shown that they can, shoot the basketball. But yeah, I think there's going to be some games that, in terms of a quote unquote ugliness, make no mistake, we've got to continue to get better defensively because transition's great to us. If we can get out and run and get some easy ones and hopefully ignite us. But it's all of these guys have shown that they can shoot the ball. Now, is it a John Diebler like? Nah, probably not. But somehow, some way, we got to figure out how we're going to play our best on game night. But knowing they may not go down, so let's find an alternative way. I mean, if you'd have told me they were going to shoot 51 and we shot 31, I thought it'd be like their last 3 games in terms of, and that that gives me hope of we're. It's maybe not as bad as I think it is right now.
Thad, you said a number of times that you're not anything really in his game right now, but he's admitted that maybe some of the missed shots have stuck with him, just the way that he is such a cerebral player. Do you say anything to him? How do you snap him out of that, because it seems like he presses a little bit on offense because other guys aren't hitting those shots?
Yeah. I don't know. I got a couple days to think about it, but he played in the second half banged up. Most guys probably would have been over at OSU Med Center, and he's got a hip pointer or whatever. He got hit pretty hard, and I got faith in him.
Okay. Thanks, Doug.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Doug.